Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Chuck. I like to talk about Riftbound. I play a little bit of League, been getting into cards, starting to learn the game a bit, got the proving grounds, and thought I'd make a channel. You may know me from Pokemon at PokeChuck, and I'm just really excited about Riftbound. I've been thinking about it a lot, I've been playing a lot of League, and I thought it'd be fun to make a channel to go over what's going on in this space, especially as I continue to learn it now. Um, and a lot of cards are going up in price. We're going to save that for another video. A lot of promos are going up in price. Pretty ridiculous. Um, I think with this channel, it's going to develop with time, but there's a lot to look forward to this year. And I want to start by just talking about what is already released and kind of what's moving right now. Origins boxes, I think, are still a phenomenal buy. Obviously, they were $300 and got hammered by a reprint. And so they're widely available, but they're selling currently for about $200, $215. 151 listed, 656 sold, and in my opinion, easily the best set that has been released so far. And when you think about a trading card game long term, usually the first set that gets released is very, very good. Cases, I think, are a bit more than what is listed here. They're really selling closer to like 1500 on eBay. And the first wave cases are selling for like 2,500, so it's pretty insane. You see that a lot in other TCGs, that there's like a premium on the first wave of booster boxes. There's always a first edition, right? But you have Kaiza, you have Ari, Misfortune, Teemo, Jinx, Lee Sin, all very popular champions, and Volibear, Yasuo. It's super deep, right? A lot of signatures in here, a lot of which I'm not super crazy about. People love Kaiza and people love Ari. I mean, here's the reality with League of Legends. They like the girl characters. I mean, that's just gonna be the way it is, okay? But a lot of the overnumbers are doing quite well. The Ari in particular, I think all Ari cards generally are just going to be going up in price as we move forward. And of course, I've lost the cards here, so we're already off to a piping hot start. Let's go back. A lot of alternate arts, Jinx, loose cannon, overnumbered. To me, with PSA being down, I think there's like a lot of opportunity to grade in Riftbound. Pops are super low on a lot of these, and honestly, the print quality looks really good for a lot of things that I've seen. I've been looking at a lot of promos, and again, we'll talk about that in a future video. But a lot of people are coming after these overnumbereds. I think it's 1 in every 3 boxes, and signature pull rates are like 1 in every... I think signatures are 1 in every 10 when you pull a overnumbered. There's a 10% chance that overnumbered will be a signature card. So if you do the math, it's like 1 in 720 packs or something, and it's like 1 in 30 boxes, which is about 1 in 6 cases roughly. So, might even be worse than that. But Origins, I think, volume is picking up on the reprint. It's still super, super consistent. You're talking 25, 20, 30 a day. And it just got reprinted. Now, interestingly, Riftbound's different than something like Pokemon because there's only like 4 releases a year. So the goal is to strike the balance between the collectability, the high pull rates of something like signatures, but also they want to get pieces into the hands of the players because that is the majority of the base. There's a lot of collectors too. And I'm buying a lot of promos to collect. I'm in the market for a GGZ Teemo. That's very rough right now. If you know, you know. But totally lost my train of thought there. Oh yes, there's 4 releases every year, and we're about to get a new release, Vendetta, which we'll talk about here in a second. But I just want to go through each of the boxes to kind of establish a ground of like where I see things currently at the moment, So I think Origins is easily the best booster box and going to be very investable, very collectible going forward. I think $200 is going to be very cheap in about a year's time, in my opinion. We'll see. There's some question marks around how they're going to print these products going forward. If they keep hammering it over and over and over and over again, who knows? But so far we've gotten one pretty big reprint, and I don't know. I just see the potential with it. Spirit Forge, I think, is a much worse opening experience, but a pretty decent set in my opinion. Uh, Obviously, this like these skins that are like in game, like this spirit theme, right? Um, can't remember the exact names of like a lot of these skins, but that is the theme of the set. It was kind of made to be released with Origins to kind of complement that, from what I can understand in the game. Which again, I'm not super well versed in the actual Riftbound game yet, but it is the girls. These are all very highly collectible signatures, overnumbered cards. Ari, Irelia, Vayne, Soraka, all very popular. Even the Teemo, I think, is a lovely card. Then you have Set, Philios, Yasuo. Like, there's going to be a lot in here for both the men, but also the ladies. Hey, yo. Um, I think it's a good set. I know people aren't like as crazy about Spirit Forge, but I see the potential when I think about like my own experience in the TCG world and what I like. I just see this aging super well. And boxes are like $150 right now. I picked up a case recently at 120 a box. As you can see, I have some boxes behind me. The Unleashed is, I ripped it recently. I'll talk about my polls in a second. I got wrecked. But there's definitely some supply on the market. But again, like 15, 20, 25 boxes selling every day. Riftbound is super, super strong right now. And there's a growing player base. And I think the collectors, they, Riot, they have that in mind. So there's a little bit here for everybody. Again, the question is reprints, and it got reprinted too. But it's holding quite strong, and I think I'm not going to say it's the lowest it's going to be, but where things are moving, I do think the price of this is going to dramatically increase. Unleash is a different story. It's obviously the newest set. It's definitely the worst of the three so far. It's Top Chase, which is a new, I guess, rarity, which is the ultimate, which, by the way, it does look really, really great, the Baron card, but it is a monster. And people like champions, of course. So, uh, Diana, great card, huge fan base for Diana out there. LeBlanc, same thing. And I think this card is actually quite phenomenal. Vi, I love this card. I'm a Pyke main. I like this card a lot. I would love to own it. If it drops, I will definitely pick one up. The Rengar, super sick, looks awesome in real life. This is definitely a card I'm eyeing for my collection. But you have like Jin, you have some Poros. Like these Poros are very collectible. People like to get them, and I think they're connected arts, so it's very popular amongst people. But again, like boxes are basically MSRP, and there's a decent amount of supply out there. I mean, the thing about Riftbound is that even at MSRP 120 bucks, it's still like a pretty fun rip, and I don't think people really understand that yet. When you look at something like Pokemon, it's so expensive to rip cards. I think there's like really good ROI in Riftbound, so that's like kind of a thing that it has going for it. But this isn't the greatest set. You do have some nice signatures in the Master Yi. The Ivern, notably, is a lovely art. But yeah, it just doesn't have like it. When the Top Chase is a monster, it just doesn't really hit the same. But I think with time, it'll be appreciated more. I mean, these are pretty cool arts, and it's an okay set, but it's not one that I'd like be putting money into that much right now. Of course, we have Vendetta. This comes out, I believe, on July 31st, if I remember correctly. Featuring Kennen and Kali. We are still getting reveals for this. We'll probably likely have more reveals this week and tonight after filming this video. So far, I'm not like feeling super excited for it, but I'm always going to rip a new box on release. And I'm sure there's going to be some lovely signatures in there too. Now, you could go enter the drawing for Riot, but the problem is they're taking a really long time to ship boxes, like super long delays, and you have to pay shipping. If you look at Unleashed, you can go to any LGS that sells Riftbound and get a box at MSRP right now, pretty much. Same is true with Spirit Forge, and I would just rather have that. But it's a new set, and introducing new game mechanics and that type of thing. Let's pivot over to some other sealed products. Now, if you don't know, the Nexus Night promo packs are basically for releases of sets during those nights, right? So the Origins pack famously has the GG Easy Teemo, which is now pushing $1,000. And these have basically doubled in price overnight as that card has been getting bought out like crazy. They were like previously 17 bucks. Now they're up to, when we have sales at $40 on TCG Player and eBay. Now, there are Spirit Forged and there are Unleashed Nexus Knight packs, and there will be more, but they didn't put anything super crazy into those. I guess maybe they got scared that they were getting scalped and they're not really going into players' hands, and they're going online. So this one is notably the best because it has that super hard to pull Teemo, which I think is like 1 in 80 packs or something. But pretty crazy to see. Let's take a look. The Lunar New Year, the Chinese Irelia box. This is now up to like $100, $120, $130, I would say, in a lot of cases. It's a pretty phenomenal promo in here. And grading for like, and selling for about $500, which I do think that will probably lower. I think about 11,000 of these were released. You can see one behind me. They're quite large. Comes with, I think, 5 Chinese Spirit Forge packs and some accessories. So it's pretty cool. I think they do a Lunar New Year, release every year. And I think it's a lovely promo. And I got mine for like 80 bucks. I got 3 boxes for 80 bucks. Felt like it was a good opportunity, and locally. I will most certainly be grading my promos in the future when PSA opens back up. The World's Bundle 2025 at the Teemo promo. Well, it was $300 like a week ago, and now it's selling for about over $600. Kind of makes sense. I mean, I guess it was the first one. They're likely going to be releasing another one this year. Not 100% sure, but they did announce that Riftbound is now expanding to Korea. And to mark that occasion, they are releasing what is probably one of the more anticipated products in the Riftbound world, as far as I'm aware, which is the T1 World Signature, World's Champion Signature Edition. If you don't know, this is SKT1. They've won like, I think 6 or 7 championships. Notably Faker, who's like the biggest global esports star of all time. Look up Zed, Faker Zed play on YouTube. Absolutely goated. Interesting that they chose Galio. I mean, obviously he's running shit with Galio, but like, not my favorite champion. I almost say Pokemon sometimes just because it like just comes out. But yeah, I mean, they're gonna have a player bundle, non-serialized, and then a serialized version. There's gonna be about 10,000 produced in English, retailing for $360. These are gonna be cooked beyond belief. The box looks phenomenal. I think the players one will also do really, really well. This is a phenomenal product, and one I'm definitely gonna try to get my hands on if possible. They're gonna be super expensive. Faker is like a superstar in Korea. He has his own tower. Like, it's pretty ridiculous. And these arts are quite phenomenal, and I think people are reacting super well to them. It's really sick to see. Just some other sold things that have gone on eBay recently. Arcane box set comes with a number of promos, selling for about $380. More booster boxes. The Proving Ground set literally nuked reprinting, but I think it's a great value if you're interested in learning the game. And honestly, I could see these performing well in the future just because, it's an early product, got a big reprint. Can't imagine they're going to make more of those anytime soon. And you'll notice there's a lot of like Chinese versions of the same product. Unleashed cases selling for about MSRP. Origins, $1,300, going up in price. More booster boxes here. Pre-release event kits. Nothing too crazy. I think a lot of the plays right now are happening on cards, on singles and promos, which we'll definitely make a video on this week, more than likely. But yeah, this is my first Riftbound video. I'm interested in League. I've been collecting cards, been opening packs. I kind of want to learn the game, but I'm a little shy. I don't want to go in person and play that much unless I had a squad, Origin Sealed Nexus Knight kit. So you get 48 packs, about $1,500. These were never supposed to be in people's hands, but yeah, here they are. Crazy stuff. It's very exciting. I think there's a lot of, I think the future is bright for Riftbound. There's a lot to look at. Yep, Project K doing crazy numbers. Again, we'll go over all those too in a future video, but just want to show off kind of a little bit what's going on and give some of my thoughts on how I'm approaching Riftbound. I'm having a lot of fun. So let me know your thoughts. Really appreciate you watching, if you are watching. And I will see you very soon in the next one. Goodbye.